Okay, so this is really going to make me angry because I recorded this already, buffered, and then it just disappeared. Fine. Here we go again. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 4, episode 11. So Heather and her daughter are talking. They have this really good rapport. I think it's really nice. Um, clearly I think she's going to college at UC Santa Barbara, if I'm not mistaken. So she's, reliving that experience since, Heather went to BYU. Monica and her daughter are talking about her dad. I think this is I think it's important to share your history with to share these moments that you've saved everything from her birth father so that she can understand where she's coming from. I think it's kind of strange though to have this kind of moment. Clearly, this is for the camera, but it does seem kind of a little on the strange side. There was a date night with Angie and Sean, which was really awkward. Um, I think that when you don't take time to have any moments, and to me, I think because they share a bed with their daughter, who's way too old to be sharing a bed with them on a nightly basis, that it makes it really difficult for them. Like, you probably don't have too many conversations, so it makes date night even more awkward because I do find that your best conversations are late at night or early in the morning when you're in bed together. Um, Heather and Lisa, this whole Heather invites Lisa over. She crashes her car into the rock, the boulder. Um, but there's a boulder in front of Heather's house. Heather has all of these different fast food options for her. So I thought that that was really funny because, as we know, Lisa's favorite food is fast food. Her favorite food, though, is Taco Bell. Um, Heather explains that there was an idea of going to Bermuda for Monica, but she did explain to Monica she has to make up with everyone or make up with Lisa in order for this to work. They do discuss the trip with the son's mission. I do think, Heather just is in a different place. She was raised in the Mormon faith, whereas Lisa was not. And so Lisa's understanding of this whole thing is much different. And I think that Heather has to just kind of come to grips with that. And I think that she's evolving to this moment that you just have to kind of roll with the punches because Lisa does not understand the significance in the same way that you do. Um, so there's that. And also the way that she's practicing her Mormon faith is going to be very different. Whitney and Angie discuss their marital issues. I think Whitney is a bit on the dramatic side in the sense that she's always quick to make it seem as if her and her husband are always having marital problems to the point that they're on the verge of divorce, but they're not getting a divorce. So Whitney and her husband are on Meredith and Seth's podcast, which was nice that she is pretty open. Whitney talks about the moment that, what marriage is like, which is sharing these kind of moments with your spouse and being there a lot for your spouse. And I do appreciate that. I think that is absolutely true. I think about my husband and how much the most endearing thing is how much he cares for my mother. How much he cares for his mother as well, of course, but how much he cares for my mother is just very endearing. Um, Heather plans this pioneer lunch. Monica says hi to Lisa. Lisa ignores her. There's these crafts to create. The first is the churning the butter. Then they do this handmade doll. Meredith is spends the entire time churning the butter. Everybody else is not dedicated. Heather does it somewhat, but Meredith is like, look, my butter's gonna churn. Like she is dedicated. She's like, I don't give up on anything. I think it's hilarious. Lisa is like, look, I've only read a third of this book about being a Mormon, and none of this food is mentioned in the book. I died. They had a game. Who do you kick off the wagon? And Lisa's like, Monica, because she's nasty to women. This turns into a shout fest between Monica and Lisa. Monica feels that she's been attacked and she didn't say anything that was too terrible. Heather, Angie throws a jar to stop the arguing. Ugh, Angie. Anyway, Heather pulls Monica to the side to talk to her to calm this down. Monica's like, I don't want to go to Bermuda anymore. This trip is just not it. Lisa comes to apologize, and Monica, and her point is like, I think that what you were trying to get me to do is to acknowledge how your mom, she wants you to acknowledge how your mom made you feel in your relationship and not me thinking about how mothers should be treated. And I think that that's a very adult conversation to have. Monica does apologize for all the nasty things she said. And we get back to this Bermuda invitation. Heather is looking at Monica like, let it go, get into this invitation. She's very dry. She's making little snarky comments throughout the invitation. Heather's like, I don't get this chick. And she starts kind of crying. She's like, her emotions are all over the place. It's exhausting. She's right. Monica's emotions are all over the place, and she is very exhausting.